Nathan, I don't think anything's gonna come out of here. You don't have to plug that.
You have no idea how big my nose is.
Huge.
I am
Well,
0.1%
that's a heck of a way
Ashkenazi
to
Jew.
greet stream, isn't it?
Hi, street.
I verified. I verified if y'all were ready.
Listen, you need to tell
I thought
us.
you were
need
gonna
to
tell
us.
Yeah,
me.
you
Me
didn't even
telling
count
y'all-
to 3.
Me telling
Fuck it,
y'all
we're doing it live. We're doing
me
it
telling y'all
live.
is y'all asking y'all all, literally every one of you saying we're ready, and then me saying are you sure, and then Nate going, and then as soon as I hit main to go to the screen, Ray's like, Nate, quit picking your nose or some crap like that.
Okay.
You need
I was about to say, don't blame this on me.
I'll take the blame.
Why
So
would I
Miller.
count you down when you all said you're ready? Anyways, guys, we're here for more Middle Earth. I think we're playing Middle Earth. I don't know.
You never watched my Carly. He always counts them down.
What?
I don't even know. I'm not even going to acknowledge that, Ray.
No.
We're here for Middle Earth. It's been what, almost a month. I think we're like 3 days short of a month since we last played, and last session was a doozy. So I personally I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I'm ready. So let's go, Kevin. It's all yours, bud.
I can't believe we revealed all those truths of the past.
Excellent. It has been some time, unfortunately. Myself being away on vacation didn't help that, but we are back and ready to go. It's not going to be a super long session, as today it is almost a ending to the first part of our trilogy, I guess. In the last session, we started off with the company, the Fellowship, in a tricky situation. They had been approached just outside of the barrow by a dwarf and some shady hirelings, it appeared. Also by Timaeus, Tom. I can't remember which one it is.
Tom is the boy.
By Tom, the nephew of Timaeus.
I posted it in chat if you need a reference, Kevin. I purposely put the name in a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, wrongly. I did notice. I did read. Unfortunately, though, Tom had tagged along with this dwarf and had been following the company through the marshes, trying to find the barrow as much as the company was. There, Tom was betrayed by the dwarf, who revealed that he was the son of Graw. Graw was a dwarf that was discovered in the ruins of Orelion, of Ostinethel, back when the prologue happened. There, he wanted to know where the ring was. He wanted whatever knowledge was found here. Yes. And was not willing to leave the company, the Fellowship, alive. So he sent in his hirelings, being rather dangerous and adept himself, as well as his hirelings. It drove the Fellowship to a desperate position. However, they managed, with a few bits of elven sorcery by Orelion, eventually driving off Gron, turning and fleeing with one hell of a mighty headache. Blood probably coming from his nose or his eyes, potentially. The elven sorcery of Orelion revealed, along with an assault by the company, a desperate assault, after falling back to the entrance of the mound, the Black Barrow itself. Drove off the rest of the hirelings. However, Maracar had caught up to one and had apprehended him, I believe, knocking him unconscious. The group also managed to stabilize Tom, who had been mortally wounded, or so they thought, and saved from the mud and the muck of the mire of the Midwater Marches. We pick up. Gran and his group fled back north. The group trying to recover. Maracar with a hireling in hand. What are you all doing?
I'll just say that if everyone is, I'll make sure everyone is stabilized before we get on our way.
Okay.
I think Damrod is probably before we leave is building some type of stretcher or sled or something for Timotheus so that we can try to get him back with us.
Okay, give me a perception survival.
Would I be able to help him out with that?
You can certainly, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to help him out with his project.
Yeah. The survival can be. It's going to be advantage anyway because you're helping. But yeah, maybe Maracar, you roll your woodworking tools instead with advantage.
Oh. How do I do that?
Your tools should be on the left-hand side, about halfway down.
Hello? Yeah, I don't think I have any attributes or anything assigned to it.
Okay.
Query attribute. Was that dexterity?
Yeah. Whichever you think is appropriate. Whatever you think is appropriate for making this sled.
Yeah, probably dexterity to kind of finely tweak these little guys.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
It's a 21.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is gorgeous. It actually looks elven.
I'll get my seal of approval for that.
You working together, you're able to scrounge up some of the wood and stuff that's around and make a very adequate sled that's going to glide pretty easily over the marshes itself. And it's not really going to hinder your travel at all.
Works for me.
What are you doing with the hireling?
Yeah, Maracar, as he's kind of helping Damrod get all this stuff settled, he would look over to Damrod and say, we have this guy. I didn't think of what the next step would be. What do we do with him?
We have him now. We might as well take him to Bree with us.
At the very least, he can be imprisoned for his crimes. Maybe make Bree a little safer.
We may be able to find what remains of his accomplices as well.
A lot of them remain, from what I remember.
Yeah, all of them.
They left.
I do have the mental link still going.
Which is what I'm worried about.
I've still got the mental link going with Gran. Can I feel like where he is in a specific manner in which I could like almost draw a map.
Yeah, how long does it last for?
I think 24 hours.
Okay, nice. Um, you you feel the sort of direction. Give me an insight check.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just reading over this thing. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Until the spell ends. Oh, okay. No, it's only an hour.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, we're probably just getting to an hour.
Mhm.
As they've been making this sled and stuff. So just as you do that, you can give me a just give me an insight check.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Can I
you
use
can.
my can I use my inspiration to re-roll because I feel like that's going to be important?
Yeah, you can.
Great. Oh, 420 blaze it.
Yeah, so it's going to be the
Oh,
9.
Nathan's not showing what our rolls are.
It's going to be a 9 then. Um, you 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 sense sort of the pain that he's been in,
Mhm.
and you feel his presence continuing to get further away from you, heading first of all to the north, but then um, heading pretty much towards the east, you would guess, judging by the sun relative to your position. But perhaps potentially northeast.
Um, I will pull out maybe a quill and I will take out the map that we have and kind of just like scribble on where we are and the direction to which I believe they should be going.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just drag you across. You can get to a map. Yeah, you should be able to see your marker on the map.
Right here, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And
Um,
northeast.
yeah, sort of heading this direction.
Is
You
it
would be
that west?
so sorry. Yeah, west. I'm
Okay, sweet.
yeah,
Weast.
All right.
west.
I wasn't trying to be like mansplaining. I was just genuinely asking if this was in Dwarven, if this map was in Dwarven also.
No, it was my mistake.
How dare you mansplain to me?
Yeah, definitely they are heading in this sort of general direction this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably perhaps the quickest way out of the marshes, but not the um, it's not really heading towards any civilization that way. This road here, you would have found out with your doing your local history roundup,
Mm-hmm.
is not used pretty much at all anymore.
That makes sense. After I scribble all this down, I will like make immediate eye contact with the guy, maybe kind of flash my eyes a little bit just to give him the idea, and then I will show the others like the map. So it looks like they're going along this path, and I will just like show them the way. They most likely thought that no one would find them going somewhere that's a little bit off the beaten road. But I say that maybe once we return to Bree and get some rest, it may be worth looking there. I know they'll likely be gone, but perhaps not. Perhaps they'll have a clue that's left behind.
I mean, why go after him if you don't have to?
Because I fear that they might be coming back that long.
As you wish.
It also may be necessary for them to be punished for their actions so that they're not ambushing someone else.
Can't have people like that walking around too often.
Did we pat down the guy that we apprehended?
Does he have the
Oh,
ring
yeah.
on him?
Yeah, I gave him.
You have the ring,
Not
don't
that
you?
I remember. No, he didn't have much. I think he might have had like just his gear. I think that was about it.
Take it off. He's not going to need it anymore.
But yeah, I imagine when we're traveling, I have him like tied to my hip.
Is this like what you were
in
doing
kind
with
of like a leash around my waist?
Is this like what you were doing with the other people that you took captive?
When?
Remember back at the beginning of the campaign, we found those like wild folk or whatever?
The first people Maracar killed.
Yeah.
You apprehended one.
Yeah, I tried throwing him in a fire. I didn't tie him around me.
I could have swore that we brought him with us into Bree, and then they were like, "Oh, we'll take care of this one."
No, you handed him
We
over
took him to the Rangers.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, we did.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Can I say that when you described tying him to your hip, all I imagined was Maracar carrying like a giant man baby,
I was thinking the same thing.
like just tied to his hip like a baby carry.
Let's go.
or clipping him in like a belt.
Swaddle and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember how you rolled last time to investigate the guy. I don't know if you are.
I'll strip him buck ass naked if I have to.
Leave him to the midge.
Do it.
Do you want to? Do you want to try and have another look on his persons at all?
Yeah, I'm stripping him. What do I roll to forcefully strip this man?
Ask Nathan, he knows.
Are you proficient?
Whoa.
Are you?
I meant because of Ragnar and Caraxus.
You
should be a little more specific when you say things like that, though.
Sorry.
That's a callback.
Is Maracar proficient with investigation?
He's efficient in ass whooping. Let me
Roll
pull up my roll me an ass whoop check. Let me see. Investigation? No.
I don't think he was. Tell you what, roll me just straight up strength. Just roll strength. To represent, because I was going to get you to roll investigation with strength.
Oh. I have to inspiration that. It's probably not the smartest thing, but
when has Maracar ever been the smartest thing?
Just better.
Well,
the smartest
I mean,
thing.
he's one thing, and that is strong. So when he gets a 6, then that just
he's not so strong.
You are able to remove most of his outer layers, right? Leaving him in like just some undergarments almost. Like his
gimpies.
Yeah, like his smallest layers possible. In doing so, you find sort of wrapped around his upper arm what looks like to be cloth, perhaps a bandana. And on it is the symbol of a white hand.
He'd take it off and he'd kind of show it to Damrod and Orelion. And yeah, and he'd say, "Does this mean anything to you guys?" And kind of toss it over to you.
I remember very faintly, like, that there was some guy that was involved with Gron that was like, he was like a white supremacist, but for elves. Did he have a group? And would a
Gorlank.
white... What's his name?
Gorlank.
Yeah. Did he have a group, and did they have a symbol?
There's been, as of yet, because you haven't really had time to really study the diary.
Yeah.
You are unsure.
Fair enough.
So yeah, you are certainly unsure. In regards to the symbol, the white hand, you will not know of this symbol at all.
There is no talkings of it with Thranduil and that crew over there. Like they don't know about it yet.
No,
Okay.
nothing. I mean, it certainly looks like a device of some sort that someone would wear. In regards to again a symbol for a group or something. You know, it's certainly not it's not like a design at all. It is literally just perhaps some sort of white paint on cloth.
But we recognize it as being a symbol?
Yeah, I think so. It's unusual for it to be there.
Is the guy awake?
He can be if you wish.
He can be.
What is Maracar?
I remember. Yeah, round 3.
Right. If he's awake, then I will just like walk up to him, just kind of towering over him, and say, "Now, what exactly would this be?"
He is very much cowed. In regard to he's like pushing himself back against the whatever stump you might have him tied up next to or tree it's there.
That stump's
And
named Maracar.
he has fear in his eyes. And he will sort of spit back at you. That's our group.
Your group, and what is your group known for exactly?
We were hired by the dwarf to track you down and to find you.
Am I to take it that you don't know this dwarf particularly well? He's a client of yours, not a comrade?
He stays silent, sort of biting his lip.
I walk over and kick him in the ribs and say, "Answer."
Yeah, you kick him in the ribs. Anybody else doing anything else?
Not like to break the ribs, just to make it go, "Oh, that hurt."
Yeah.
Just like a good solid tap. Maracar was gonna pick him up and then hold him like upside down, where like his legs are around his shoulder and his head's upside down, so all the blood's rushing to his head.
We are just 4 bad cops all around. There's not a good cop among us.
There's not a good cop. No, Damrod's the good cop.
He is part of the group that almost killed a few of us.
No, I agree. I'm just saying usually there's a good cop in this situation.
Well, everybody's mad at this particular person.
Yeah.
We are not friends.
I know everyone else is doing intimidation stuff, but I'm pretty good at intimidation if I need to make a roll or anything.
I mean, if that's your approach, you can certainly make a roll if you want to try and intimidate. It will be at advantage. Very nice. I imagine you're straightening up as Maracar picks him up, and he's sort of wriggling and squirming. And I imagine you might even grab his hair slightly.
Yeah, I kind of like bend down to where I'm still maintaining like direct eye contact with him, and just keeping my like expression stone solid. I think that's lying to us to continue to put on this farce that you don't know anything. that's going to end up getting you killed. Because once you're not useful to us, then you're nothing. And my friend here would have no issues with taking care of you like the trash you are. So talk, and we'll make this quick.
And he's like squirming around in the grip of Maracar upside down.
I walk over to him, and I look him in his eyes, and I pointed at Orelion, like, you see him? He can make your head hurt so bad that you want to end your own life.
Yeah, his eyes go wide, but you can see the blood also rushing back to his head. And he, I'll tell you, just put me down.
Maracar?
I gently but firmly put him down.
You sort of make sure he doesn't drop on his head. You sort of do that little flip out like you would with a blanket, so he lands on his shoulders.
Yeah.
So he doesn't land on his head, but he lands on his like shoulders and flops down.
Look like it hurt.
Yeah, he lands on like a twig or a root.
A Lego.
In his on his coccyx. You know when you bump your tailbone, it's like, oh god, that hurt.
Is that what that's called?
Your tailbone, yeah.
No, not the other.
Coccyx?
Yeah.
I don't think we can say that on.
I don't think we can. I think that's worse than butt.
Whoa!
Golly.
Right. Get a COVID test done. Yeah. Once he sort of, we know the dwarf well enough. He's an associate of our group. He asked us to help track you down and find you. Find this place.
And is that it? He didn't mention anything of more substantial use.
No. He just warned us that we'd probably have to kill you.
Kevin, does he seem like he's lying at all?
Yeah, you can roll insight. He seems pretty shook up, frightened by the three of you. You don't pick up any sense of lying at all. He seems to be telling the truth.
So this one's useless. If he's trying his best to save his life by giving us any information, and he can only spit this up, I don't think he knows much more than that.
Yeah, I think you're right. If he had something of use, he would have given that up quicker.
Maracar would look at him. Maracar would look at him and say, "We hear that? You're useless." And he picks him up again. And he starts walking away with him.
His eyes go wide. No! You can't kill me.
Throw him in the river.
Maracar stops and he holds him in front of him. And he says, "Who's gonna kill you?" And he puts it back.
Killing
And starts walking off again.
is too simple for you, I'd say. Let Bree decide what to do with you.
Yeah, sort of wriggling and squirming in your grasp, but you're far too strong for him, Maracar.
Strong.
I'm gonna give him one warning to stop wiggling. Or else it's night again.
He carries on. He keeps squirming and wiggling, especially after the throwing in the river by the murderous elf.
I am not a murderous elf. I am just very mad at a particular person.
You've never met an elf. You're mysterious killers, magical sorcerers, and all sorts.
As he's kind of wiggling, I will just come up to him. And where do you think it is that you could run from someone who can tell where you're going with just their mind? Save your energy. You'll need it.
He again, eyes wide. He stops.
Well, that was simple, don't you think, Maracar? Hopefully he won't give you much more trouble than that.
Oh, I hope he does.
And Damrod, what has Damrod been doing? I imagine you've got the sled
He's
all,
like-
all sorted, and you've got Tom on the sled as this is going on.
Yeah, so as this is going on, I imagine Damrod's like strapping Tom and to the sled, kind of tying him down to the sled, and like checking the wounds that he had and making sure they're bandaged up still and covered, you know, just making sure he's good to travel. I like to think Tom's been hurt enough to where he's kind of like maybe in and out of drifting in and out of sleep and consciousness and whatnot. So Damrod's just kind of mumbling to himself here and there, and at some point during this whole debacle, you just like the camera pans over to him and you just hear him, I might need to find a new party. This is what we're gonna become. And he just finishes strapping Timotheus down and grabs like, I imagine he's got like, he's taken this rope and fashioned like two pieces that can go around his shoulders just to kind of put the ropes here to drag, and he's just kind of shrugs that on and starts towards where Maracar's heading.
Yep. What are the rest of you guys doing before you leave the Black Barrow? If that's your intention now.
Just securing everything, making sure everything's good to go, and if we're gonna head off, we're gonna head off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember if I said it was getting dark last time, or if it was?
No,
No.
sir.
Yeah, I think we're like, we need to find camp.
Start
Yeah. Okay. What route? So, as the guide, Damrod, what route would you try to desire to take to try and get back? Now, the difficulty coming here was you had a vague idea where the king's chair was, and you knew it was somewhere near the king's chair. And so the difficulty was finding the king's chair first. And that's what took a lot of the time. And that's why you chose to go down the road and then head north. So what is your thinking to get back?
Damrod wants to take the most direct route possible, knowing that we're hurt and we have an injured person, but he also wants to make sure that this path is able to be traversed by Tom, the injured person, or Timothy, or whatever the heck his name is. I want to make sure that I can like get him through this too, but also be as direct as possible.
Okay.
I can't imagine. Well, Maracar probably wouldn't mind carrying a prisoner for 3 or 4 days, but I can't imagine the rest of us would find enjoyment out of that.
No.
Is it Maracar's idea to carry the prisoner?
I mean, sometimes I'll carry him, sometimes I'll drag him. If he's like having good behavior, I'll let him walk next to me with a kind of leash like.
Yeah.
But as soon as he acts up, kind of like dog whisper, and
Okay.
make him heal.
All right. So.
But yeah, not like he's not gonna carry him and like beat him all the way over there.
Gotcha. All right. So, Damrod, give me a survival check. to try and navigate the quickest and safest way back.
Hold on, I'm calling to the gods for my roll 20 dice
Did you try blowing on them?
and my survival check.
Woo!
Woo! Worked.
Sweet. Okay.
We teleport back to Bree.
Now that you've got here, you pretty much have a great idea of which way Bree is. As not only that, you have a great idea as to how to approach Atchit, the town that's located around the north side of the hill where Maracar and yourself actually went to the lumberjack. You think you could probably find your way back to there. Probably going to take 2 days or so. Maybe 2.5, 3 days potentially, but you have a great sense of which way to go.
We said that we had enough to pay for that, to pay the guy to get a cow for the leathers at that point, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill a cow.
I'm not. I'm just gonna go pay the guy.
I'll kill it.
Wait, you ain't never butchered a cow before?
I think that going to Atchit is probably the best idea right now because it seems to be, you know, a little closer to Bree.
The only problem I can think of is what are they going to do with a prisoner?
Well, we don't have to leave him there. I just
Okay.
like, at least for Tom's sake, it's probably best to stop there first, just in case, and then we can continue on to Bree if need be.
Need Bree?
Need Bree. Bree's knees.
Okay. Rook, give me a stealth check. See if you can find a suitable camping site for the night. Oh.
I don't think I have it. Well, it says I have one inspiration. Is that incorrect?
You can have one for the start of this session.
Yeah, using it again. That's better.
Okay. You're able to travel for about an hour before it's complete dark, and Damrod, the human, Maracar, the human, find it more and more difficult to traverse the boggy marshland, and you soon have to stop. You're able to find an adequate enough dry spot to rest on.
It's getting dark. I don't think anybody else can see in the dark other than me and you, Orelion. So we need to find a spot. Relatively, it kind of looks around, not damp.
Asking a lot, I suppose, but it's important that these three get their rest. These four, I suppose.
Look around for the driest spot we could find.
Yeah, you just head off a short way from where you've stopped to discuss this, and you're able to find a dry enough patch. There is no cover, however, and it's just about big enough for, I guess, the six of you to sort of rest.
I'd possibly look around and see if there's any kind of I don't know, big
I was about to do the same thing.
Could we both do that maybe? Because we can both see in the dark.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, sorry?
Just any kind of big leaves, big branches we
Weed.
could do to... What?
That's not what she said.
Leaves.
You said
Leaves. The things that come off a tree. Well, I mean, leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what for?
To maybe fashion some kind of roof, something
Some cover,
over our
yeah.
heads.
Maybe some cover of some kind.
Yeah, there are no there are no trees. Maybe there are some big, almost reed
I mean, you'd get
like
things like
plants. Yeah. Give me perception checks. One of you can either both roll or it can be at advantage.
Do you want
What do
to?
you think, Greg?
How are you doing? How are you with perception?
Pretty decent. I got 3.
I got a 2, but I got ahead of myself and I rolled and I got a 14. If you want to just like take that away and roll an advantage, or we could both roll.
No, yeah, we'll just have Mablung roll normal.
Yes. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah,
What
Mablung, you are able to find you're able to find some leaves that are maybe almost 2 feet, and they grow out of almost these reeds with flowers, sort of a flower on, and they grow around the stalk, and you can see them sort of peeling. They're twisted around, and you can see them like opening up and flowering off and falling off to the side. You can certainly find enough of them for maybe a shelter for the 2 of you. You might have to sleep sort of back to back, or maybe it could cover your head and shoulder and body, like torso.
What if we don't sleep?
True. If you want to make an umbrella of some sort. Yeah, you can give me a survival check if you want to make a sort of umbrella with them.
You want to do that, Charlie?
Yeah, I know it.
You've done your best. It's not very stable though.
This will have to work.
It's fine. You made it. You can use it.
I don't think I necessarily need it. We should put the. He kind of glances over at Tom and the guy we apprehended. Maybe they would need it. Now forget that. Maracar and Damrod can sleep underneath here if they need it.
Okay, everybody, as you settle down to rest for the night, I'd like everyone to give me a corruption saving throw.
how's that again? D20? No.
It's in the saves section on your character sheet.
Oh yeah, right.
Hey, Charlie, do you still have
Yeah,
that
you told me that
advantage that I
before.
gave you?
Oh,
Or did
I
you?
should. I do have the hagweed, yes.
No weed.
I'm making my way there. Is that weed?
It's the hagweed.
All right, I'm trying to get my character sheet
You're
to
fine.
stop acting a fool.
Damrod, I believe you have advantage on these, right? Because you're feet.
I do believe so now.
Yeah, cool.
I do
Yeah.
I'll make fun
You
of
resist
Kevin.
shadow corruption better than most, for your spirit is resolute and your mind is not easily overthrown. Raise your wisdom score by 1. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws against corruption.
Yep, excellent. And Charlie had Mablung had advantage on his corruption save, right?
Yes.
That means that
19 instead of a
Aurelion,
freaking 4.
that means
Oh,
Aurelion
man.
is the one to fail.
That's fair. Don't worry, I'm planning to take care of that.
He's getting dark.
Everybody though, you need to roll me 2d4.
Ah. Woof, Ray.
Oh,
Dang it.
I might be taking
I
the
mean, at least
permanent.
didn't do that then.
Okay, let me have a look.
Hey, Rook.
Maracar, you take 1 point
Hey.
of shadow.
Charlie.
Okay.
Damrod, you take
Cheese.
1 point. Mablung, you take 1 point also. And Orelion, you take 4 points.
No.
Oh.
Okay, so question. It's like,
Howdy.
what is it again? That you take permanent?
This matches your wisdom,
Your
right?
Wisdom score.
No.
Yeah. I'm a
So
10.
anything over your wisdom.
My wisdom is 10, and so is my temporary.
Okay, so you're on 10.
Yes.
Okay. You don't
Your
have a mental
wisdom's
break.
10?
But if
Yeah,
you take
somehow.
if you take any more temporary shadow, then yes, you will have a mental break. And
Again.
yes, again,
It's
and
gonna
you
be
will
so much
take
harder now to make him smile.
and you will take another point of permanent shadow.
No.
Yeah, so you guys know that, like, the stress
Dun,
of
dun,
having
dun.
this whole thing happen, all of this being for nothing, and then having to tell Rook that he's been lying to him this whole time is really taking a toll on him, and he's just got a darker look on his face than normal.
This just means Aurelion has to be nice and quit lying to people.
Would I realize that?
Shoot me now,
Bye,
then.
Aurelion.
I mean,
realize
just till the
gravity
shadow
situation-
See
goes
you on the
down.
other side.
Would Mablong realize
like how
that-
bad this situation is for Aurelion?
I imagine you're my cousin. Like, you know him better than anyone else that is in Middle Earth, pretty much.
Yeah, you know, after Gandalf falls to the with the Balrog, and they all make it out of Moria, and they have that moment where they're all sort of sitting around. That is sort of where, you know, the group is at. You're all sitting around. You've just been in a barrow of the ancient past, a barrow of the dead. You have then come out to find that you didn't find the ring, Aurelion, as you say. You have a diary, maybe some clues and hints in there, but it wasn't what you was hoping for.
I've been chasing clues and hints for 60 years now. Should be used to this, but it doesn't stop stinging.
No, that's nothing.
To an elf, yeah, but to you, that's your whole life.
And then and then
That's why I ain't doing it.
and then you came close to dying. You saw
Again.
saw the pettiness of these mortals as such. And how quickly they turn on each other.
And probably knowing that, like, it was my father that made the ring probably makes it a little bit worse.
Yeah. How this ring somehow is bringing the worst out of some people. This is the second story of people who are after this ring, turning on each other. The first at Austin Ethel, the second here now. I mean, that's just what you know of. Perhaps there's been even more occasions of it happening. Who knows? Maybe this group will turn against each other when you find the ring.
Yeah.
If you find the ring.
Whenever we get back to the camp, I would just go over to Damrod. Dunedain, a moment, please, if you have one.
What is it?
In private, if we can, and I'll just kind of keep my voice low.
I guess Damrod will look around for a place that's private or follow Aurelion to a private place.
Do we have to roll for that, Keb?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the rest will probably see you leave. So it's down to them what they wish to do. But
maybe I can creep around to where they don't know I'm there, like behind something or.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to try and sneak up to listen on the conversation.
Yep.
While they're doing this, can I like try making a fire or something?
Certainly. What's your background choice, Maracar?
Okay. My background. I am
Yeah.
a Bjorning.
That's your culture.
That's not the answer. Background. Driven from home.
I can't remember if that has a speciality feature or not. Does it say?
I'm not
Because
sure.
sometimes you have a speciality feature that allows you to, like, just make fires, just able to start a fire. I know, like, Lord of the Road has that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like um anyway, I'm going to say that you are capable this time of creating a fire.
Cool.
Yeah, so you get fire going. um the wood is pretty damp in places, but you're able to find enough to get some light and some warmth going.
Yeah, just a small one.
Yeah. Aurelion and Damrod.
Do we notice Rook there at all?
He beats your passive perceptions. Would you specifically be looking out for him or the others?
For him, yes.
Yes.
You're such
okay.
a liar.
I know he's the kind of guy
then
that
you
would do
can
this.
roll. Then you can roll perception if you think your characters would be looking.
That's so. You wouldn't be thinking I'd do that. Stop it.
You can't. You don't notice shit. You're frantic.
Not a damn. Well.
Oh, but do
Oof.
you say something?
But will he say anything?
Okay. So
I am going to.
Damrod, let me explain first. Damrod
Okay.
would notice that Mablung is missing from near the campfire, but you don't see him nearby.
I'm not going to say anything until Orelion starts talking. I will base whether I mention the fact that Rook is missing from the camp on like the beginnings of this conversation.
So you may notice, like, as he like pulls you aside in the little light, like how bad he's looking. Like you've never seen him like this darkly like avoidance. But he doesn't, like, again, he doesn't make eye contact or anything. This ring, its influence is much darker than I had expected. And I fear that we might need to keep an eye on everyone, not for lack of trust or lack of their morals, but because this ring is making people act much worse than they would be predisposed to.
I think that you should have more faith in your fellowship.
It's not about faith, it's about what can worm its way into you. The faith that I have is entirely upon the fact that maybe because my father made this, my bloodline will make it to where I'm not affected. But we have no proof of that. That's why I'm asking you to be vigilant.
I think that Damrod lets you finish and then puts a hand on your shoulder and like tries to look you in the eyes. Like, I'm not gonna like get up under you and or whatever, but like puts a hand on your shoulder and looks like where we would be normally having a conversation, you know, where your eyes would be. And and says, I've seen many a companion be tempted or nearly taken even by shadow. I've also seen many a companion fight that temptation of shadow off. We should all be mindful of each other, but not afraid of each other, not wondering if each other is going to stab the other in the back. We should be mindful of each other so that we can have each other's backs.
It's not that it's not that I disagree with you. It's just that you can never be too careful. Regardless of what may come from this, I hope that once we've seen that this ring is destroyed, please just take care of Rook. I worry for him.
Orelion, my father always says, you're far too careful. And you always see the dark in things. There's light in this party. Not all is shadow.
I used to think like once, before I saw my city burned.
Damrod turns and looks the direction that we came from, where we found this like ruined city of the Dunedain, and looks back to Orelion. I may not have seen the fall of my people, but I've worked to recover it. I've seen the aftermath of what we've lost. Just because your city burned, and just because you lost people, doesn't mean that what you loved there, what that city held, or what who those people were, are gone. I know it's a burden, but again, not all is dark, even in the darkest darkness.
Suppose you're right. Still, the mortality of everyone, the fact that of my fellowship only I remain, it's not lost on me, and I just want better for this fellowship.
I will fall someday. Maracar will fall someday. You and Rook may continue on. Maybe forever. Maybe long after Maracar and I. But again, it doesn't mean that gone. Every person you interact with, Orelion, affects both you and them.
It's that strange mortality that makes me so interested in you humans. Such short lives, and yet you see such length beyond it that even the elves have been willing to dismiss entirely, even with their ever long lives. And he kind of just like smiles a little bit at you. Probably the first time you've actually seen him smile and say, it's appreciated, I suppose.
So Damrod gets him to smile.
Yeah, because he was real and he's not like making jokes and being like, oh, haha, did you see that we killed those orcs?
Maybe practice that smile a bit more before you show it to Rook. It's almost a grimace right now. You'll get there.
I hope he keeps that light about him. He's unusually bright for the dark that dwells in this place, but not the disgustingly over brightness of the Undying Lands. It's refreshing.
Maracar just doesn't say anything else. He just kind of stands there and.
You mean Damrod?
Yeah, well, Maracar doesn't say anything else either, but
You don't know.
Damrod,
Yeah, no, he's right.
Maracar's just like staring over this prisoner right now, just
That's exactly
waiting
what he's
for him
doing.
to wiggle.
Yeah. And then I beat him.
and then he spritz him.
What's it?
No.
No. What's that scene from Game of Thrones where Tyrion gets tossed into the prison cell?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sky jail. And the guy just comes in with the fucking blackjack, starts whooping him.
Good old Moore.
That's Maracar. More, yeah. Oh, you see no gold.
See no gold.
sorry. Little bit of a tangent there, but that's what it reminded me.
Damrod just stands there and like stares off into the disgusting marsh, I guess. And it's just kind of there if you have anything else to say. It's not an awkward, at least not for Damrod. He's not being awkward or anything like that. He's just kind of like pondering, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after that, Orelion will kind of just like walk past him, maybe bump shoulders a bit.
And then like I like to think in my head canon, like out of the corner of his eye, he sees and then, or he hears and then sees Rook just like running back over to the camp real quick.
He just slides in like he's been there the whole time.
Yeah, the like Damrod would not have seen where Rook was positioned. All you would probably see is Rook returning within the light of the campfire itself.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining. Just like
I got a +7 on my stealth, bro. Like my passive stealth is stupid high. You're not gonna see me, bro.
I think that I did explain what the ring was. Kevin, I think that I explained what the ring was used for last session, where I said it was like a dowsing rod.
Yeah, it's something that can help find things, and perhaps as you're having that conversation, and you were maybe in the midst of talking about the Fellowship falling apart and what the ring could do, your eyes might have even fell upon Maracar for the other things other than jewels and gold that perhaps this thing could find.
Oh, interesting. I will not mention that to Maracar then.
Probably don't mention it to Rook either.
No, I mentioned the finding treasures last time, and that's why I was like, be careful that Rook doesn't get his dragon sickness all over it.
Yeah, I mean, you yourself are searching for the ring for one reason, but all three of them in your mind, Orelion, probably brings up that, oh, well, Damrod's searching for things of the past. I'm sure he would really like this ring. Maracar's searching for someone from his past. He would definitely like this ring. And then Rook, well, he's just searching for shiny things.
Wait.
And he's even like considering like his own shortcomings, like his lure of knowledge, and what would it be like to just find some of these lost civilizations? What would he be able to do with it? Like recognizing it as his like vice.
Indeed.
Wait, this ring would help find like the history I'm looking for?
Do you know that?
I mean, Damrod doesn't know that. I'm just clarifying what I'm hearing, if I'm understanding right.
Yeah, it just depends on how much information Orelion has shared about the ring.
Which is not that much.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Damrod doesn't know. I was just clarifying what I'm personally hearing, meta knowledge. So then after this conversation with Orelion, Damrod goes to the edge of the camp and just crouches down and starts rubbing his hands together. The ring. No, just kidding.
Rook's kind of sitting there with some of his weapons, just like.
Do you get like the golem eyes when you're doing that?
Well, I mean, again, to you, Orelion, maybe you were starting to see these traits. They might not be actually doing it, but with where you're at with your shadow, both permanent and temporary, you're on that brink of is that look exactly what you're thinking, or is it me perceiving it that way?
Yeah, Brooke. Yeah, I'm doing it. Orelion will back up against I don't know, a stump or a rock or something to where his back is accounted
that
for.
That rock is called Maracar.
I'm Maracar. Maracar's like, you
That's
good,
what they called
buddy?
me in high school.
And Maracar,
you are my rock. In high school?
Yeah, no, just the rock called Maracar.
Mm-hmm. And we'll just with his back, everything behind him accounted for, just kind of shift between these three and maybe grab his weapon and just keep it out just in case. Not necessarily looking like he's about to consider stabbing them, but more if something came out of the bushes, he could stab it. But
I love that.
Notice.
I love that image of the things that we were describing that our characters were doing as a joke, but Aurelion's kind of seeing that or imagining that almost.
Yeah, that's what Aurelion sees.
Shadow, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so Aurelion's giving imposter vibe.
So you can certainly get some rest of some sort, sleep, short rest if you wish. Roll some hit dice if you have any hit dice left, because I know you've used some previously.
I feel fine.
I'm about halfway fine.
Okay.
Oof, I'm super fine. Take.
You
pretty much fine now.
The night passes with the elves not needing to sleep, and able to keep watch over the prisoner. At one point, he does try to begin to. He thinks that the two elves are sleeping. He thinks he can't see their eyes, so he just thinks they're sitting up, asleep. Elves are weird. Who knows what they do. And he can't see if their eyes are open or closed. He just assumes that they're asleep, and he starts to try and get up and slink away. And the two of you, one of you would probably just say, "I wouldn't do that if I was you."
Just to let you know, we do not sleep.
You can see his eyes go big, and he sort of uncomfortably slouches back down and puts his head back down. Yeah, if he sleeps or not quite sure, but he doesn't move for the rest of the night. The dawn begins to break off in the east. Definitely get it right this time. And the group can get up and continue on their way. Is there anything that you would do in the morning to start off with?
Well, you always got to put out fire.
Not difficult.
Only
It
you
would have
can
probably
prevent
gone out.
horses.
It would have probably
Yeah.
gone out at some point simply because it's a wet, boggy marsh. There isn't a lot of firewood around. It did enough to start off with last night to keep you sort of somewhat warm and to give some light. But other than that, it died out at some point pretty early on in your sleep, effectively.
Sure. Maracar, he'd get up, he'd do his stretches, do a little bit of calisthenics, and he'd start packing up whatever camp we laid out, and he'd look over to the party. So, which way we heading to? And he'd grab prisoner.
Yeah. Damrod, give me a survival check. This will be a lot easier, this DC, simply because of your crit last time.
Is it 10 easy?
Well, he gets to add his double his proficiency in this area anyway. So 12 is enough to make it easier enough. You set the direction pretty easy, and you can point in which direction we need to head in.
Look, guys, I might not be able to get us where we're going, but I can definitely get us back home.
Is that not where we're going?
Like a homing pigeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's doing his job.
Hearing the conversation that Rook would have heard last night, he's not talking. He's being really silent. He's kind of just traveling along.
Yeah,
Maracar would offer him whatever travel rations he has. And he'd ask him, "Hey, you doing okay, man?"
He just kind of turn over and look at him and says, "I'm fine." And
Okay.
He just kind of walks a little faster pace to get away.
Huh?
He'll go out of the way, come back in. Out of the way, come back in like he always has.
He's like a cat.
I mean, hey, we all have those days.
Aurelion's being quiet.
I don't want to hang out with you, but I want to be in the same room.
It's like,
Aurelion's being quiet, but that's not like out of the ordinary for him. Sorry, what were you saying?
Charlie, what was you saying?
I don't remember now.
Sorry.
It's gone.
That Rook definitely has ADHD.
I think he does.
Elven ADHD.
100%.
It's canon.
But like because he's an elf, he puts things off for like hundreds of years.
So Rook, give me a stealth check as you begin to try and pick your way in the direction that Damrod is guiding you.
17.
Yeah, you're able to make good time throughout the day. And you travel a full day. The marshes are beginning to subside, but again, it has got dark. Is there anything that any of you would have done over the course of the day, just to pass the time as you travel?
Maracar would have talked to the prisoner.
Okay. What would you have been talking about?
So as we're going along, he'd pick a time where, like, he's just, I guess you could say, being submissive enough where we can have a normal conversation. And I don't have to keep
Yeah.
like wrestling them to the ground. As
Yeah.
much as Maracar loves that part of it, like he loves the wrestling.
Yeah, he does.
Big Rassel fan.
But
It's
Yeah,
even
but
but
better.
you'd say
What's even better is it's mud wrestling because we're in the marsh.
Ew.
oh man, we ain't got mud like this back home. I'll tell you what. um, but yes. So Maracar, he'd look at the prisoner, and he'd say, "What's your name?" Ooh, am I still here? Hello,
we heard you, but you were super frozen.
hello.
Yeah, you're just going
You're coming through, but your face was
Am I
froze.
still frozen?
a little
No,
bit.
you're
You're like
good.
Am I
lagging.
thawed? Fucking.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he would like scowl a little bit, and then after some prodding from yourself, he would say, "My name is Bron."
Gron and Braun.
So original.
And
You
he'd
know
say,
what? Considering that there's Beely and
well-
Keely, that's fine.
Oh, why'd you have to go there?
he would say, "Listen, man, I don't know what we're gonna do with you. We can't let you go. Honestly, I don't want to kill you. I don't think we want to kill you. What do you think would be fair? What do you think we should do?"
Well, what you think they're gonna do at Bree? You got no evidence that it's just your word against mine. I did nothing
Do you go to
them.
Do you go to Bree often?
We do not.
Yeah, we do. If it's your word against ours, then at least we have some rapport with the people there. We've done favors for them. We've helped out. We got a decent name.
I have not done anything wrong to them. Why would they care? Why would they lock me up or take me?
Well, see,
Maracar,
you're missing the question.
Maracar, give me an intelligence save.
Oh, jeez. Oh no, I'm in a battle of wits. Oh. Okay. Intelligence save?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. You just carry on.
Maracar would say, yeah, you're missing the question. What do you want to happen?
There's not much point in taking me there. You might as well free me or kill me.
You also forget that we have the witness of someone who lives there and has no reason to lie on our behalf. And he looks in horrible shape.
Yeah, I guess he looks back at Tom. That wasn't me. I did no harm to the boy. That was Gron.
And whose company was Gron in?
Pamphlet.
I had no idea what he wanted to do with the boy. Oh, I've been getting it wrong. It is Gro, not Gron.
Gron was his dad.
It's Gro, son of Gron. That was Gro.
Oh, of course. It was so different.
Maracar would kind of stop him, and he'd just kind of look at him and You know, he's not trying to be intimidating or anything. He's just trying to like look him in the eyes and have like a real honest connection with this guy. And he would say, I need you to tell me everything you can about the white hand thing that you had. We know it has to mean something. It's part of your group or whatever, but what is this group? If you can tell me that, I can see if I can convince the rest of the guys to let you go. I swear, if I see you again, there's not going to be this chance again.
Are you trying to persuade him?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good word for it.
You can give me a persuasion at advantage.
I need a
I gotta
roll
cut
from
this
the
one.
gods,
I gotta
though,
cut
if
this
I
one out,
need
guys.
a persuade them.
I gotta cut that picture out.
The picture.
Nate's.
Oh,
What?
advantage!
Yes,
Oh,
mate.
boy, that face.
Oh, what face
Maracar
did I make?
makes a strong connection with him, peering into his soul almost. This, what you say, he recognizes as this is not a threat. This is a promise, right? And it's
Mhm.
sort of there's no boasting. There's none of that. It's just straight hard facts.
It's gonna happen.
And he sort of he has his resolve to start off with, but then like he's looking at your face and he's not seeing any change in it as you're saying this to him, and he will say, "You're telling the truth, aren't you? Well, it is just what we use to identify ourselves. We are members of the White Hand. We are from the south. Well, south of Bree, anyway. It is the group that we are. Gror is an associate of it. He asked us if we could accompany him, and we did.
Okay. Is this like a cult, like a secret society thing, or are you just kind of like a group of guys that kind of has each other's back? You know, that's reasonable.
We are
Like a mission statement.
We are unwanted desirables and have been forced to survive as our own group.
Mm,
We are used by others that have plans, like Gror had plans.
you have no idea where Gror is?
Right now, no. But our members will probably move south to whatever hideouts they know. If they think I've been taken, they probably will not stay in that location. We have many members. Who else is listening to this conversation?
I will.
Okay.
I'd be listening
Damrod?
but not reacting.
Maracar would have kind of tried to kind of keep back away from the party during this conversation if should have mentioned that earlier.
Okay. So this might have been done at a time where the party's a little bit more spread out. Maybe they're taking a break. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. Yeah. Certainly after this, he wouldn't have tried to fight or struggle or he definitely would not have tried anything after this, really.
Yeah. Maracar, he would give him some water, whatever rations he has, and he would say, if I'm correct, we're about a day's walk from Bree. Before we get there, we'll talk with I'll talk with the party or the fellowship, and we'll see what we can do. I can't make any promises, but I believe you, and I'll trust you for what that's worth. But we'll see if we can kind of put all this behind us. Fair?
You mean that as well, don't you? You are a strange one. You're certainly not from these lands.
No, that's for sure. But you just keep your head down. You know, try not to give him any more reason to get bitchy with you, right? And it'll kind of give him a pat on the back. And
It's one of them ones where it's like
keep on walking.
A pat and it's like a sort of thing where you give him a good slap on the back that's maybe a little bit too hard, not meaningful.
Right.
It reverbs around his chest cavity, certainly.
You're so strong.
Orelion, Damrod, anything during your travels? Rook?
I'm just trying to keep a close eye on this guy, and maybe like keeping an eye on Rook as well to make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble.
Yeah, you would certainly have maybe seen Maracar at one point, just having this sort of conversation with him, and you tried to listen to it, but just a little bit too far away. And then after it, the prisoner's like demeanor seemed to change, almost like an acceptance. You're not quite sure what Maracar said, but this guy certainly moved a little bit less sluggishly, wasn't dragging his feet as such, wasn't being as awkward.
I am pretty surprised by it, but also not that surprised because Maracar is just such a simple individual that he is just very pure in his heart. And maybe that gives me a little bit more hope for him.
Damrod?
Damrod's just gonna keep trying to push. He'll check on Tom every so often, like every time we have a break, he'll check on Tom. Maybe like give him some water. If he wakes up enough to eat, you know, give him some of our rations or whatever.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Damrod, give me a D20. No, actually, no.
Good.
Give me a D8.
One.
Oh, perfect.
Does he spit it at him?
He's dead.
God.
He isn't dead, but his condition has certainly got a lot worse. He's still alive. However, you know, he's starting to run a fever. He's barely able to keep consciousness. You know, the bleeding has stopped, but you know, you think that maybe, you know, dragging him through the marsh is not the healthiest thing for him. But you know, not much else you can do. Well, you can try something, I guess, if you wish to try something. But yeah, he's running a high fever at the moment.
Yeah, I think when Damrod realizes this, he probably goes and like he realizes this on a break at some point. Maybe it's not too bad at first, but like the second or third break maybe we take, it's like it's slowly gotten worse and worse and worse. Being
Yeah.
out in the weather and the elements and the sun and all this stuff. At some point he'll go get Orelion and ask Orelion to take a look at Tom and see if he can help at all.
Absolutely. I will pull out my medicine pack and examine him and see if there's anything that I have on hand that can get this fever down.
Yeah, you can give me a medicine check.
Got it.
All right, that's what you needed.
Ooh.
You begin examining him, and you've probably changed his bandages at the start of the day. But you check over the bandage, and it's getting towards the end of the day, and you are checking over the bandage, and the wound is looking increasingly more unhealthy. You know, maybe not pus at this moment in time, but there's a lot more inflammation around it. You know, it's weeping a little bit more.
Me too, bud. He will change out those bandages and kind of make a salve and put over that. Do I need to take anything out of my inventory to do that?
Yeah, you can use if you've got some healing, whatever it is.
I've got some
Um,
king's foil and some hagweed and pipeweed, but I don't think he needs that right now.
King's foil will definitely help.
Okay.
Help staunch the wound, help clean it out.
It may be a little too late to say so, but last night, in our downtime, I would like to ground that into a paste.
Yeah, you can do.
Okay.
You
So
would have had all night.
yeah, I will change it out, and once I'm done, I will just get back to Damrod. You're doing the right thing by giving him lots of water. If he's running a fever like this, he's going to be dehydrated. We need to get out of these marshes as soon as we can. That bacteria is not good for that wound.
I thought we were out of the marshes.
Are we?
Not quite yet. Should be out by tomorrow.
The bugs around here carry more risk of infection also.
Hopefully we won't be in here as long as we were before.
I should hope not. I don't think it's possible.
Oh, it's possible.
I mean, the one good thing is you can see the Bree Hill to the southwest of you, and you can see the forest on its northern side, the Chetwood on its northern side. It's given a pretty good indication of your direction you need to head in. So you know that you'll probably be out the marshes within, you know, by midday tomorrow, as long as all goes well. Yeah, and you're able to change the bandages and, you know, address the wound slightly, and you know, hopefully that will start bringing him out of whatever he's got at some point. You reach the end of the day. Rook, do you want to give me another stealth check to find a good campsite?
Yep. 15.
Yeah, that's what's needed again. Again, it's not perfect, but it's certainly dry. A little bit bigger than the previous nights. You can actually find a little bit more wood as well around here, as a little bit more life other than reeds and tall grass is about. And you can establish the camp and begin taking the rest through the night. Is there anything that you all would be doing?
I think Rook might just volunteer to take the first watch. Again, not being very conversationalist like normal, like he normally would be.
Yeah.
I'll take the second watch.
I feel like Maracar he'd offer for third watch. There's one. But I get the sense that maybe Maracar would have almost gotten used to like palling around with Rook when we all travel, and he's not so conversational these days.
Yeah.
So I kind of picture Maracar sitting by Gore.
Bron.
Braun. What's
You
his
got
name
2
again?
letters right, and there were 4.
Sitting by Braun and just like so close. And just kind of like just chatting, asking about like, where he's from, what was it like kind of growing up, why did he feel like he's an outcast, but like and just like a general conversational way that you would just meet a normal person, not like in an interrogation-y way. And he'd talk about where he's from too, and kind of what they did growing up, and see if there was any similarities. Like, oh, you mud wrestle too, little things like that. But other than that, it's kind of what he'd be doing. Oh, and he'd whittle Rook's handle a little more. Yeah.
You're gonna whittle Rook's handle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make sure it's all nice, smooth, pretty, functional.
Gonna work on
functional is the most important part.
Gonna work on that wood.
Yeah. Rook's wood. Come on, I keep repeating myself.
Yeah, the wood, Rook's wood.
You
the
can
poison
all...
for Cusco's poison.
You can all certainly pass the night away without incident.
The only thing Damrod would do is at some point, probably before he lays down and goes to sleep, he'd probably kind of make a point to pass by Orelion and look towards Rook, then look back to Orelion and just say, you should probably speak to him. And that's all that's said. And then Damrod goes and settles in his sleeping bag or bedroll or whatever.
Aurelian, not being the best at like emotional talks, will just go sit next to Rook during his watch. That's putting it mildly.
I'm here for this conversation. This is an episode in itself.
He just kind of sits and without like making eye contact with them. And how long do you want to continue to pout that I didn't tell you all the details?
So where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah, I mean, you told Damrod to look after me when you're gone, so where are you going? Didn't we decide not long ago that there's gonna be no more secrets, no more lies, no more hidden anything, and you just completely failed at trying to keep that promise, cousin.
You were spying on us.
What do you expect? Yeah, I'm a spy on you. You guys are being very cryptic, and I've noticed this for the past, however long you've been out here traveling. He's gone.
He's gone.
You just see him slowly go up.
Bye.
Anyway, so it's like you guys have been really cryptic and really talking kind of off by yourself. Do you really think I'm not going to go figure out what it's about? If you're not telling us, there's a reason, and I want to know the reason.
And the reason is that you don't need to carry that heartbreak.
That doesn't make any sense to me, Orelion. You're either going somewhere or you're planning to die. It's one of the two.
He just kind of like stares off a bit. No one plans for anything like that.
Well,
What, you think I'd go to the Undying Lands, leave you behind like my mother and IYKYK did with me? Put it together, Rook, you're smart. Or at least you pretend to be when it suits you.
hold on. I gotta look at my inventory list.
What are you gonna tie me up?
No.
At some point,
No, he doesn't have rope.
at some point during all this, you guys hear this weird as Damrod's like turning over in his sleeping bag.
I thought you were like doing the hunk shoe, like pretending to sleep.
No, you know the sound that like windbreaker pants make when you're walking in there? It's that sound.
Oh, okay. Will the secrets ever stop?
At some point, yes.
So that means there's more secrets coming.
I believe I have all of them out in the open. All my cards, so to say. What, does that make you feel better?
Can I see if he's lying? If he's told me everything?
Yeah, I mean, of course you can if you're trying to sense the truth from Orelion. If Orelion is lying, then
I legitimately don't think he's got anything else to lie about.
My house is written down. You just like move this over here.
No, I'm like going through my mind palace and I'm like, no, he knows that. He knows that.
Does he know what the ring is
Wow,
for?
your mind is
Or
a
what the ring can
palace.
do?
It's a Sherlock reference, bro.
I ain't got to the ring yet, Kevin.
You already know about the ring.
I don't know all about it, apparently.
You know enough.
I was dropping no eaves. I would ask him, so what about this ring you're talking about with Damrod that you refused to let me in on?
You know all there is to know, pretty much. Do you want me to go into how he made it? Would that make you feel better?
Do not chastise me as I'm a child. I might be younger than you, but I am not a child. I've proven that time and time again. I am not the one keeping secrets from family.
No, you are the one that's going off on your own to cry about it.
I would have nothing to cry about if my cousin had betrayed me twice over.
And tell me, how have I betrayed you twice? Once, perhaps. What is it you think that...
Well, you didn't tell me about my grandfather, number one. You kept that from me for quite some time. And then now you're talking to Damrod about a ring, and now you're talking like you might not come back from something, and he's supposed to look after me. He looks over at Damrod. He's supposed to look after me. He can't. I don't have to sleep, and he does. Trying to make some light of the situation, but still pissed.
No, I didn't tell you about your grandfather, because what good would that have done to... What good would that have done at all? Do you feel like you've learned anything since learning about that? Does it make you feel better to know that I have told you that now?
Sort of. A little
And
bit.
I would not leave you if I had the choice.
Do you not have a choice?
He just kind of like looks at you and he's like making eye contact. I don't know how to describe this, but I'm not coming back from this. I know that. As surely as I know that the sun is going to rise tomorrow. I just wanted to make sure you were safe.
Well, wherever you're going, I'm going. So you can just get over that fact right now.
Where you are going is to the Undying Lands, where you will stay with IYKYK and be happy.
I'm not going to the Undying Lands without you because you're the best family I know. You may have lied to me. Shut up! I see you over there.
Oh man, yeah.
So you may have lied to me, but we're not going separate. If you shall perish, then I shall perish with you.
And do you think that would make me feel better?
It's not how you feel. It's how I feel at this point. Because you obviously seem to falter on how my feelings are about certain situations.
Then if we're to consider anything, I'm considering how my words may affect you. Then consider then how I would feel if anything were to happen to you. If you hate me for telling lies, then get the best revenge you can on me by living a good and healthy life.
No, see, that'd be too easy for you.
You're as stubborn as always. You don't listen to anyone.
Oh, I listen. Obviously, I listen.
You listen when it suits you, but not to.
Dang, Maracar. Dang. We got shady over there real quick.
And once again, do you feel better having heard all this?
I think I would feel much better had you told me yourself instead of kept it from me. And I didn't have to find out from eavesdropping.
I don't see any future where that would have happened and that you would have felt better. I think you would have been a bit more weepy and less angry, maybe.
I'm not a baby.
You are naive, though. You don't quite understand how the world outside of Mirkwood works. And it's not always as forgiving as you think it might be.
Oh, I'm very aware of that. The last battle is not forgiving.
I wasn't lying when I said that I wouldn't leave you if I have a choice. If perhaps I am wrong. Perhaps we'll find this ring and cast it into the volcano of Mountain Doom and return to Rivendale and Mirkwood and be happy until, who knows, until Middle Earth stops spinning.
So when are we going?
I would certainly prefer that.
Well, you can redeem yourself.
And how might I do that?
I know how to fight. I know how to, shoot an arrow. I know how to, hit somebody with a spear. But at the same time, is there anything that you can teach me before we go any further?
Perhaps. I'd like to return to Rivendale, do some study. If the worst comes, I don't want my knowledge to be lost. Do you have the capability to learn and from the books instead of what Legolas has taught you?
Damn. Oh, that's so mean.
Because, yes, you can shoot an arrow. Bravo, anyone can.
He says, apparently not you. Kind of gives him an elbow.
Yeah, he kicks him.
Well, anything that you're willing to teach me that will help our
It's been-
cause, or until we get to where we are going, be it the Undying Lands or somewhere else, it would be helpful.
He just kind of like chuckles ruefully. I will never go to the Undying Lands.
Why can't we go?
Are you kidding? What are we gonna do there? It's undying, it's unchanging.
Yeah, but you don't die.
We don't die here, mostly.
Hold on a minute. Yeah, we do. he kind of looks off and is like, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm not out all that often. I'm pretty sure elves die. I mean, there's battles.
At least Middle Earth is different. These humans that we're traveling with, they change so often. That's fascinating, don't you think?
It can be.
Well, if nothing else, I do appreciate that you didn't leave me like IYKYK did.
As mad as I am, after everything we've been through, you saved my life, saved your life. We're connected.
How about we call it even then? On the
I will
same.
call it even, and he's like slams his stuff down. If there are no more lies, no more secrets.
Actually, do you recall what happened on your 300th birthday?
No?
I had too much to drink the night before. That's why I didn't come.
Oh.
Look,
you drink the pints. You probably drank a quart. You're lightweight. You shouldn't be drinking.
I know. That's why I don't drink anymore.
The Darkwood hole.
Look, I had finished my thesis. I was having a high, and I forgot that it was the next day. I'm sorry.
So she's coming up with all secrets. Remember when you had that dagger and the blade got broke?
Mm-hmm.
I may or may not have thrown that at Threnduil, and he broke that blade.
Mm-hmm. I just keep talking. I keep hearing like over in Roll20, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
The whole of secrets.
I don't know any of the context. I just look and say, oh, is that the hole where Orelion keeps his secrets? That is horrible out of context.
It's still pretty good in context, though. Oh, man.
I'm trying to be good, guys.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
No, you're not. You're
We
totally not.
agreed on no more lies.
No more secrets and lies.
What, really? I get to do it. Why can't I?
We don't do it anymore.
I think we've got a new title, mate.
That's what he said last time.
Yeah. Damn. I can't even
Secrets of the moist marshes.
Oof.
That's gotta be a
I
side
love
quest,
that.
bro.
Ooh, that's a whole campaign.
Write that down for a side quest later.
Ew.
Please put the secrets of the moist marshes in in Curse of Iris.
The moist water marshes.
The
Yeah, you
moist
gotta make it specific what that moistness is coming from.
No,
No, it's ambiguous. That's the point.
Yeah, less people get ideas.
What a fucking trip.
Got to see a vulnerable side of.
Badadaba?
You only get that
You-
because he's 10 out of like 11 darkness.
You finish up your conversation. Not sure how much the two humans heard of this. or 3
I was
humans,
paying
I guess.
attention.
Yeah, is the other guy just like, damn?
We got 4 humans actually.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Multiply.
sure
Well,
I pulled him off.
only 3 of them are conscious.
Well, no, he was sitting next to me.
Even if Damrod was conscious, he can't hear him over the rustling of a sleeping bag.
Very wax laden. You pass the night away again, wake up the next morning. Damrod, give me a survival check, one more, to see if you can direct yourself towards Atchit.
Nice.
Oh, very good. Rook, give me a stealth check. See how well you can guide the group. Well, steer the group.
Nailed it.
Nailed it indeed.
25.
It is
You don't see me.
towards the end of the it is towards the end of the next day that you arrive through paths in the northern side of Atchit, in the village or the smaller town within Breeland. You arrive as the sun is setting in the west. What's the group been like over this day of travel?
I don't know. Are we good, Brooke?
He just, I guess we're good. Kind of gives a side smile.
I think Maracar's had a couple days of not being in mortal danger to kind of relax himself a little bit. So I think he's kind of more, maybe back to his more kind of like curious, inquisitive, probably asking maybe a few too many questions about all the things that we're seeing. And he would also be, like trying to include Damrod and Rook and Orelion into conversations that he's trying to have with
Ron.
Yeah, but yeah, he's still just trying to like build that rapport, trying to find some commonalities between us and doing that kind of stuff.
Damrod is kind of quiet, but not unsociable. He's just like pushing everyone really quickly, seeing what's happening with Tom. Like, I imagine every so often he'll look up and maybe Rook's the only person that's like way off in the distance in front of him. Ever so often, Damrod will kind of raise his head from just putting his head down and dragging the sled to look up to see you guys, a good several yards behind. It just he's just pushing to get back to Atchit.
Maracar would also offer to be like, carrying the body also. Like, he's not just going to let you do it the whole time for 3 days.
Yeah, I was imagining that you and Damrod would be alternating between the two, just dragging the sled. You're both pretty strong, so yeah. Damrod, give me a D8. In fact, give me a D6. 5.
Five.
Here's Tom's condition seems a lot more stable. Certainly hasn't decreased at all. Maybe whatever Orelion has been doing in redressing the wound and stuff has helped stabilize him for now.
Know what I'm about.
Maracar, give me a tools check for your wood carving.
Ooh, yes. Make sure I got this configured correctly.
Again, this is basically the finishing touches of the handle.
Woo!
Woo, indeed. Yeah, this is the finishing touches for the handle of Rook's blade, elven sword. Why don't you describe what it looks like as you finish it, and you get it all fitted and shaped to Rook's hand perfectly.
Yeah, so it's simple for an elf, but for kind of common. Oh yeah, Rook's handle is all finished off, squeaky clean, nice and empty. um, yeah, so it's this gorgeous black walnut, and he managed to get like this finish on it. So there's like, you see the rings, and it's got like an outline, almost like a trim of this dark, deep black hardwood with a lighter kind of core on the inside. And he went in, and he had to ask Rook. Yeah. Ray, go to jail, please. But and he has inscribed in it some of the letter. He tried to spell Rook and whatever elven script he's seen, and like he's asked like Aurelion to like draw certain letters, like draw or write Rook's name out in like the dirt and stuff. So he did his best to kind of match that as best as he can. And then also in Elven, he has from a friend to a friend inscribed.
Yeah,
But that's just what he thinks it says. I don't know if that's what it actually says.
Give me a.
You know it's going to be an intelligence.
It just says from a moist friend.
No. It says to my moist favorite friend.
To jail you go.
I'll go to the hole then.
Lock him up.
Oh,
that's great.
With your natural 20, you put some exquisite flourishes on there. Again, for a human working with wood, it was certainly it's certainly some fabulous work, and you maybe even show some of the wood carvers when you get to Hatchet as you finish it up. I mean, to an elf, it's that's some nice work there.
Good job, kid.
Rook might not quite appreciate the craftsmanship that you put into it. Although maybe he appreciates the sentiment that's been put into it.
Right. There's so many nuances that you just don't understand.
Yeah. How would you present it to him?
He would would walk up to Rook and he'd say, "Hey Rook, I got you something.
A present for me.
A present for you. It has been an absolute honor handling your wood." And then he would present him with the handle.
Damrod
Now I
chokes on his
know
water.
you wanted. He would say,
I know my wood was
I
safest
know-
in your hands.
It looks good and stiff.
Oh, so hard. Yeah, he would say, you know, I know you might have wanted something other than wood for a handle, but if you don't like it, we could always replace it later. If you want like a cloth or something. Elves like silk, right? Yeah, whatever. But here, try it out. See if I mean, you know, we need like tools and stuff to put it on the sword, but like here, give it a grip. Grip your wood.
He grips it tightly.
Show everyone how you grip your wood.
He's just like swinging it around with no no sword on it. It should be the best wood ever.
Yeah, Nathan
Yeah,
looks
we
real
see him.
upset.
I don't know if I want to cry anymore or laugh.
Laugh,
Kevin
cry.
just left.
Oh, Kevin's still here.
Kevin said you left.
Oh,
I
it's-
see, Kevin.
you guys broke video again.
I see
I
everyone.
didn't do anything.
You broke video with your wood jokes. Hold on.
It was too soft for us.
Didn't even get to the moist wood joke.
Oh.
Oh no, where'd he go?
What?
I've completely lost his feed now.
Oh, yeah, he left.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, I think he's
said-
he's
he said, hold on
resetting.
a second.
All right, I was gonna try to refresh him.
Oh, you
He
can do that from
happened to
your side?
leave. I think so. He happened to leave like as soon as I clicked a button, so I thought I just made his camera like his whole thing disappear.
No.
I think I can refresh you guys from here.
If he's attacking, like, does he say come at me? Like,
You're fired.
Stacker?
Come out.
Now not loading.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So here we are, guys.
So here we are.
Ruggy.
Well, now that DM's gone, everyone gains 5 levels. Quick.
Hell yeah.
5 levels and max inspiration.
You already got him,
Except
Nate.
Aurelion. Aurelion
Overachiever.
loses a level. Aurelion loses a level per lie.
You know what? That's fair.
Level negative 500 sounds like it's gonna suck.
You know what? That's fine with me. I deserve it for lying.
Hopefully we can get some rest in Bree so you don't have a break.
Yeah, he's really close to the edge and he's about to break.
Yeah, we need the rest. We need all the
Yeah.
rest.
That might be like a good place to stop.
I mean,
though.
like, how bad is Shadow?
Is
I
what?
mean, if you have
Shadow,
too much of it,
like
you
gaining
run into
shadow.
the woods
How
going
bad?
crazy.
Have you not looked at the section for that? Like, if you get
No.
too much, you can have like there's differing levels of mental breaks depending on how
Yeah.
many permanent shadows you have.
Let me look that up real fast and tell you guys what I would be doing.
Yeah, I mean
No,
it gives us a few
I want
minutes
it to
while
be a
we see if
surprise
Kevin can get back in.
I'm gonna try to drop some of my temporary shadow before it gets out of hand.
Mm-hmm. Before you get
Yeah.
10.
I'm pretty close.
That's probably smart.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm just as close as Aurelion is.
There we go.
I mean,
there's-
Hey!
Give it
I was concerned. Right, we shouldn't be long anyway.
I haven't had dinner and I'm so hungry.
Yeah, we shouldn't be long now. Yeah, the handle itself is a hand and a half sword size.
Oh, it's not two-handed wood.
No, it's a hand and a half.
Well, it's still no. Come on.
Yeah. And as it's described, it's very well crafted, fits the hand perfectly. Has a good size and weight to it. A healthy girth.
You want length or girth?
As you pull the sled into town, people begin to see you and gather around you. Who would introduce the group? Who's the face of the party at this moment in time?
Maracar.
Okay.
Cool.
I want to give me a survival check, Maracar.
How big is this town?
It's not very big. It's probably half the size of Bree.
I'm just wondering if like a significant group of people would just instantly recognize Maracar after the whole tree thing. So he was
True.
chopping that tree for like 2 days.
Yeah. No, that's very true. You in quite even though you are very road weary from trekking through the marsh and stuff, you are pretty presentable. You don't look like shit, effectively. You arrive and a few people start coming over to you. Oh, what's happened here then, dearies?
Maracar's girlfriend.
Oh, Iris, hey.
Must be a female dwarf.
Yeah, Maracar would he'd greet the people that he recognizes.
Yeah.
You know, he tried to use everyone's name that he could.
I
Yeah.
put my hood up also.
The person from the lumber yard, the lumber mill, would come over. Oh well, look at you all. You're all very mucky. You need a place to rest, do you?
Oh yeah.
Ah, very well. I can put you up. Especially you.
Good.
Looking at you, Maracar.
Put you up in her room.
Yeah, Maracar would say thank you. What's the is it the same lady as before?
Yeah.
Do we remember her name? Trying to look through the notes.
I'm sure I've got it somewhere.
Damrod leans over to Rook and like nudges Rook. Maracar handled a lot of wood in this town when we were here.
I'm gathering that fact.
I'm kind of a professional. Teresa? No.
I have a handout somewhere. I think it's here.
Yeah.
Her name's Sarah.
Is it?
No,
Are you fucking with me?
no, I'm lying again.
No.
Minus 501 levels.
Agnes?
Agnes kind of sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
she
Agnes.
sounds like an Agnes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
okay
think
with
it's
it.
Agnes.
Agnes, hey.
Good old Agnes.
He would say, hey, Agnes,
Oh,
Yeah, it's
oh, hey, you.
yeah. We've been on quite a trip. A good night's rest would be much appreciated.
Oh, of course, of course.
And
I'll put you in the barn.
a good bath too would be
Yes,
nice.
bath, please.
Oh well, I've got some barrels for that we can use, and not too sure about the hot water, but we've got soap.
Hey, Orelion, you like soap?
You cannot deny that he likes soap. Is there, privacy?
Oh, I mean, you can use the barn as much as you want.
About as private as the inn at the Prancing Pony.
Yeah, it's a pretty big barn. Plenty of straw around, and it has it's got like maybe two like plow horses maybe in stable that are stabled, but then there's plenty of other stalls that are empty in here that haven't been used, it looks like, for a while.
Better than sleeping in the swamp.
I will try this bath that people are talking about.
It has a roof. It does have a loft space as well.
If none of you guys were
Maracar would also ask real quick.
Would ask for what, sorry?
Maracar would also ask Agnes if there's anyone in town who could help treat Tom's wounds, and she'd kind of give her like a brief idea, like, we're in the swamp, things got a little dicey, this guy tried to kill us, Tom was with them, and he's really badly hurt, and we'd like to keep him alive.
And you might want to keep an eye on this one. And I'll point to Braun.
Oh, it's true. Is this the one that did it? Is it?
Essentially.
Uh,
He was involved, Maracar.
Yeah. He was definitely involved, yeah. I think a lot of it really is just a big misunderstanding.
He's a sword for hire, if that sways your opinion. And I'll say that to Agnes.
I mean, that's an honest living, isn't it?
If it's defending people, yes. If it's shaking others down for money, not so much.
I mean, that's a little unfair. That being said, we definitely do need to have a conversation about. And he kind of like nods his head over to Braun. I think we need to figure out what we're going to do about that. But let's get cleaned up. Let's see if we can get some medicine for Tom, and we'll sit down and we'll have a talk about it. How's that sound?
She has a look at Tom and comes back over to you and says, "Oh, he looks awful sick, he does.
Yeah.
We got no one here in Atchett. If anyone's that hurt, then we tend to send for Miss Anna down at Bree."
I know her. She's the school teacher.
Ah, yes, that's the one.
Damrod interrupts.
Oh, I know her.
Would it be more prudent for me to go get her, or I can, if someone can spare a couple of mounts, I can potentially take Tom. I'm out in a wagon, maybe I can take Tom to Bree.
Oh,
I can go with you to make sure that his condition doesn't worsen on the road way.
Oh well, we've got these here, pointing at the two plough horses, and we've got the wagon there. We usually use them to haul the lumber down to the places, but get old Tom in there. We can get young Tom in there and get him back to Bree in no time.
It would be much appreciated if we could get that done.
No, of course. If you don't want to stop, then of course the rest of you are free to stop if you want to take him. Damrod, right?
Yes.
Did you come up with a range of nickname that people know you by?
I
Oh, that's cool.
don't
Achilles.
remember. I feel like we did, but honestly, I don't remember.
You said that you didn't have one yet.
Yeah, maybe it's a case of you not being around long enough for you to, for people to, the general public, to sort of speak about you more than know you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that Damrod would. I don't think that Damrod has the gold. I think he talked to Rook about the gold. So I think Damrod would turn to Rook and kind of ask Rook, will you do me a favor?
What's that?
And he kind of gives you directions real quick to the Tanner place, which could very well be like 2 buildings down for all I know. But either way, he gives you directions to the guy that's going to work on the armor piece. And just kind of, we discussed using some of the gold that we found to purchase a cow. If you could take that gold to the Tanner and let him know who and what it's for, we can get Tom loaded into the wagon and get him quickly to Bree. And then he kind of looks like at the rest of you at the same time, and he's like, the rest of you don't have to come if you wish to stay here and rest up and clean up. But
No, I'll come with you to make sure his condition doesn't worsen.
I'll stick with Rook.
Brooke, I'm coming back. I promise. I promise. Nothing's gonna happen.
Where are you going, cousin?
well, I mean,
Cousin.
Damrod's willing to let Maracar and Rook come along as well, but like he's just trying to hurry and get gone.
Mm-hmm.
The wagon is a 4-wheeled wagon, and it's quite a long bed on it as well, because it's designed for carrying wood, timber, full logs and stuff. And the 2 draft horses are more than enough to. It's got a bench for steering and stuff. So I mean, you could all ride in it, and it would certainly be quicker than having to walk to Bree. Obviously, you're not going to ride quickly and gallop simply because it's dark still, but there is paths and tracks that are obviously commonly used. They sort of crisscross across Bree, or the Bree land area.
Well, I mean, I guess it's up to how long it takes Rook at the Tanners and Maracar and Rook if they want to come. But I think Damrod would like maybe try to hang a lantern on the wagon to keep some light on the wagon, but maybe being dark either have Orelion kind of guide, or at the very least maybe have Orelion drive the wagon at the moment, since Orelion can see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What it has is, like a fishing pole.
Yeah.
It has like a very long fishing pole, and on the end is a lantern that hangs like pretty much over the front of the horses, and gives off enough light in front of you as well to be able to steer by this hanging lantern over
Gotcha.
the horses. Yeah. So Rook, Maracar, was you deciding to stay or to travel?
I mean, I'm gonna go to the Tanner spot, but I mean,
Yeah.
I figure we would all probably go as a group.
Okay. No, that's fine. You greet the tanner, and how much was the cow? Did he say?
It was something crazy.
Was it a gold?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It was.
I thought you wrote it down.
Somewhere.
What did you say, Ray?
It was free.
It was free.
I
3
probably
gold, then.
do have it written down somewhere, but
Yeah.
where
Okay,
is
well,
a question for the ages.
Yeah, we will find that out. You hand over the cost. He says, "Oh, well, I'll get this done as soon as I can. Now I'll be on your
I
way."
just had a cow die of natural causes.
Oh. Do you by chance have a rope? Because we ran out of rope.
Yes, if you want some.
How much a rope?
I mean, he'll just give you a length of rope.
Well, I got my rope back. How about the rest of you? I'm just gonna shuffle off the side. Thank you.
Oh, nice rope.
Shush, it's my
you make it to Bree. It's maybe around just after midnight by the time you make it to Bree. You ride directly to the schoolhouse where Anna Willamos is in residence. I'm guessing you're banging on her door to rouse her.
100%.
She comes carrying. She uses the slat in the door, opens it up, looks at you all. Oh, what is this disturbance at this time of night?
We've got a very sick Tom is very injured and very sick.
She looks and sees Tom. Oh, and you hear it unbolting latches and stuff, and she rushes out to him, examines him. Oh, quickly bring him inside quickly. And you can take him inside, and you get him on the table. And she'll move out to the back, start to get provisions prepared. Looks at you, Damrod, and says, "Ranger, boil some water quickly over there. Get the fire going and boil water."
I'll join in to help however I can with her, since I know a little bit about healing.
Oh yeah, you can see a lot of what she's doing is very rudimental, basic sort of medicine skill. You know what the elves would use in Rivendale is probably a lot more complicated, but this is still no less effectively.
Right.
And maybe like, oh, didn't think of that. That's a unusual way.
Yeah.
It's like, what's this, honey with lemon?
Is that what I'm saying to her, and she's reacting that way?
You're probably looking at her using some of these other herbs, or weeds even that you'd never have even thought of, to be honest.
And I will just like do as much as I can, pointing out the symptoms he's been having, what we've done, how I've already applied King's Foil, and offer some of that to her.
It's weird, eh? King's Foil?
You consider that weird?
Oh, well, it's a weed.
It's got healing properties to it.
It does?
Worse when you grind it to a poultice.
Oh. I shall have to try it. It seems to have done a good job with him anyway.
I'm surprised you don't know that. I'd be glad to show you my technique.
Oh, very much appreciated, of course. And she'll get him stable and change the bandages and stuff. What you had done anyway, Orelion, was pretty much more than adequate. It was just time that's needed now. Fresh bandages, getting out of the muck and mire, the moist muck and mire, and into a warm, clean environment and rest effectively. Um, what is your plan now that you have deposited? Yeah, now that you have deposited Tom, what is your plan for before we now finish for the night?
A bath.
Seeing as how the other two stayed, I figure that we probably just sleep here.
Yep.
That'd
You
be
return
nice.
to the Prancing Pony while Maracar and Rook stay at Atchit. And we will wrap up for tonight. And I believe we are planning on picking up next week for a bonus episode.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus
episode, not all killer, no filler.
Mm-hmm.
The bonus episode is going to be a discussion around the Fellowship having a Fellowship phase, a phase where the party will break up, go their own separate way, potentially, for the time being, explore new avenues into the investigations that they are interested in.
Whoa, bonus episode.
I gotta hop off, guys, but thank you for the great session.
See you, Ray.
Have a good
And
one.
the group will be looking to level up.
No,
Um,
I think next episode is going to be a filler, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a beach episode.
It's gonna be beaching though.
Are you still? Oh, here you go. Are you still going to be available tomorrow at some point?
Me? Yes, mate.
About what time? Your time?
I mean,
Would be
I
respectful.
have no plans other than to go and get my haircut tomorrow. That is it.
Even better. We'll just come up with the time when we get there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. 3-4 hours before our usual game time, if you want, jump on there.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, cool, mate. Just
Did
drop me a message.
we lost Nate? He's in the chat saying hello.
No, okay, yes, we.
He gone.
Thank goodness he was able to hang on for so long.
Oh!
Hey! Hey, there we go.
He
Hello.
is. Hello.
Sorry. What I missed?
Nothing, really.
Yeah. So next week, bonus episode. I will send you some things that you can be doing over the Fellowship phase. As I said about leveling up, you can look to level up your character, skipping level 4 and going to level 5, which will be multi-attacks for the 2 martial characters.
Yeah.
And
bonus speed for me. That's crazy.
And uncanny dodge for the elven treasure hunter.
Yeah.
As well as some story beats that you may want your character to be interested in. Especially Damrod, as Damrod's maybe more tied to events that happen in and around the world at this time. And I'll let you know about that, Damrod. Again, you may or may not be involved in it. We'll let you choose. Maracar, you may think about what you would like to do in this downtime. It's probably going to be maybe a couple of months of downtime.
Ooh,
Oh shoot!
ooh.
I
There's
will
a
be
lot going on.
looking.
Yeah, with Rook and Orelion potentially returning to Rivendale if they choose to.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
I haven't really talked with Ray much about this, but at the same time, I kind of feel like we have to.
You do
To get
now.
rid of
You
some-
set it up.
to
You
get-
set
to
it
get
up
rid of-
this episode.
Well, like to get rid of some shadow.
Yeah.
Rivendale would be the best place to do that.
Yeah, indeed.
That's a suggestion I would make.
There may be things in the diary that was recovered as well that may need some more expertise, knowledge from those that know better, i.e. Elrond. Damrod may have some investigations to pursue with his fellow rangers. And then Maracar might have some wood to chop.
Yeah, that's basically the plan.
Lumberjack is off time.
He's working on his mind, body, and spirit.
There you go.
Just don't skip leg day.
Oh, never skip.
There will be other opportunities. So effectively at level 4, it is when you choose to either increase your ability scores by 2 or 2 of them by 1, whichever you choose to do. As well as or choose a virtue, which is effectively a feat. There are also some cultural items and heirlooms that you may choose to acquire during this time. It is up to you. There may also be some opportunities because you'll have time to explore downtime things that you may be able to maybe learn a new skill, maybe collect a cultural heirloom anyway, which we've sort of set up with Damrod and Rook. There's just lots of things that you can do within the downtime that could be happening. Okay.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah. So if you've got any ideas on what sort of direction you'd like them to go into, then do that. I'll also throw some ideas across, some suggestions that we can work with if that is something that interests you. Okay.
Awesome.
I'm very excited.
Excellent.
Very excited.
Of course, we will be able to explore the fact that Damrod gets his piece of armor.
Yeah.
So after this fellowship phase, are we still playing, or are we taking some time off? Or
I'm ready to. I should be ready to get back straight into it.
Awesome.
Cool.
With a new branch, with a new beginning of the adventure starting. A different focus for the group. Part 1 has been about just discovering about where this ring is, what's happening with this ring. Part 2 is now you have other leads that potentially to be involved. Mysteries are beginning to open up. Before it was, this person might know about the ring. Let's speak to him. Well, you got there and the person's dead. Now it's like, there's another group that seems to be after this ring. And there's things in the world there are pieces within the world that are moving. I think I know Nathan has got a suspicion. I know his character doesn't have a suspicion, but I think Nathan has a suspicion of who might be involved. Judging by
that's
his
interesting.
With the white hand, Nathan. Yeah,
I do.
So do I.
I very much do.
He said the white hand. I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm just missing something here.
Well,
Yes and no.
you don't know all. I mean, you haven't seen the movies, so all of them.
I
So
have seen the movies, actually.
all three
He
of
has
them.
now.
All three. 2.5.
So, well, if you see the first two, you should know what we're talking about. But
What, the orcs where they got the white hand on their face?
it's my suspicion.
Okay. Yes.
See, it takes a minute, but it gets there.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, listen, there's only so much to do on a 4-hour flight. And my flights were exactly the amount to watch a Lord of the Rings movie.
Perfect.
That's great.
So I'm like, all right, well, I guess might as well.
That's
Perfect.
awesome, though.
Well,
So
Good game.
that is all me. Like I said, over the week, I'll just discuss some things with you guys as a group and you guys individually, just on some suggestions, and we'll bounce some ideas around, and then we'll talk about it and role play it next week.
Sounds good.
awesome.
Nate, you got anything
Cool.
exciting coming
man,
up?
I'm so excited. I do actually. One thing that is exciting is after this work trip here, so we're looking at what's the date today? 19th. So the very end of this month, we're going to be doing a podcast. Special podcast with a very good friend of mine who is running for president for the Constitution Party of America. So that's going to be a very exciting conversation there. We're looking to go maybe a couple hours or so. So the whole idea is kind of talk about. Yeah, it's not Tyler. Ooh, that'd be a scary president.
That one would be rough.
But that that would be rough. He'd make Trump look like a saint. But yeah, so the whole idea behind that is kind of, I hate using this phrase because it's thrown around so often, but like to bring awareness to like other parties aside from the two tribes. There's dozens of political parties out there. The Constitution Party is the 5th largest in the country, and the ones above it are basically just offshoots of the big two. So yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting conversation. Great guy, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's kind of the big news. Other than that, once I get out of New York, baby, then I'm gonna be back to streaming. I've been playing Project Zomboid a bunch. You guys got me back into that, so that's gonna be it. And then next paycheck, I'm thinking of buying a game, and I'm not sure exactly what to do, but it'll be something that I can play with you guys, more than likely. But yeah, that's really all I got going on. YouTube. I got some. I got 3 Dead by Day, not Dead by Daylight. Left 4 Dead 2 videos up from our stream. Really cool. Check that out, dude. I'm so here to get back on that game. That game's so much fun. So yeah, check out the YouTube. We're slowly getting content out there. It's just difficult being at work for weeks at a time. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's all I got.
Awesome. If you guys like, no matter your political views, if you're into politics at all, you should check out that podcast. For one, just to kind of like get every side of everything so that you're informed. But not only that, but any podcast that Nate does, there's great conversations to be had. So I mean, I encourage just even just for that, like it's going to be a great conversation either way. Yeah, just all anytime Nate's having a podcast and having a guest on, I know it's going to be a great conversation, even if he has somebody like that dude Jarl that's he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's still a good conversation anyways, but
He doesn't know what he's talking about, but man, can he talk.
yeah.
He'll make you think he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah,
No.
super convincing.
Jarl's great. Yeah, no,
No, for sure.
I'm not really sure what I have going on this week. Normally tomorrow night, I'm usually with Jarl and Dumpgraw playing survival games for their State of Survival podcast they do. I'm not on the podcast, but I take part in the games and kind of the preparation of the topic and stuff by playing the game. Dude, it's been so much fun trying out all these different survival games with them. We've done so far with them. I've done Project Zomboid. I've done DayZ now. I've done Sons of the Forest. I think we did one or two more, but it's always fun. I've got a new Project Zomboid character that might put Gramps on the bench for a little while, and we might try the new Project Zomboid character. Everybody seemed to love Gramps, but we might branch out a little bit and have a couple of interchangeable ones so that I'm not dying every 5 minutes and bringing Gramps back every 5 minutes. But we'll see. I might have other plans, so I might not be able to join them tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll definitely stream at least one other night this week, whether it be a co-stream or whether we get into The Witcher 3 again. That game is kicking my butt, but it's fun.
Baldur's Gate 3 is finishing up soon.
Yes.
And that is also a co-op.
Yes.
Nice.
I will be grabbing Baldur's Gate 3. Dumpcraw and I are playing through Divinity Original Sin 2 right now in co-op mode. Our plan right now is to grab Baldur's Gate when it comes out, and do co-op playthrough of that as well. I don't know if we'll try to finish Divinity Original Sin 2 first, or if we'll just like put that on the back burner when Baldur's Gate 3 comes out, but our plan is to grab Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes out and play a co-op through that as well. I'm hearing it's doing pretty well in the early access stuff.
Yeah, I think that I picked it up pretty early in the early access, to be fair. I just haven't played it for a long time. I didn't even complete whatever the prologue bit was. I think I got to the max level at the time, which was level 4, but then didn't finish everything else. It certainly has progressed since then, so I'll definitely be interested in picking it back up at some point.
Yeah, I'm finding that I enjoy these strategy / turn-based games, like Divinity Original Sin, when it's co-op. Like, I don't enjoy them as much playing solo, but when it's co-op and I'm working with somebody else, I'm finding that I really enjoy them. So that's our plan, is at least Dumpgraw and I. Who knows, if we find others that get it, we might get a whole squad going, but the plan is right now for at least the two of us to do a playthrough. I've got another Jeremy game scheduled in August. I have to get the dates for that. Ooh. But we're playing we'll be streaming on his channel. We're playing what's it called? Household, I think is what it's called. He grabbed it on Kickstarter. It's basically like Dungeons and Dragons medieval stuff meets Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's about these little people that are in this big house that all of the big people have left, and like each room is a different country and like tribe of people and stuff like that. It's gonna be so cool.
That's kind of sick.
I'm looking for it. I'm so looking forward to it. It's gonna be awesome. Story. Yeah, I'll announce the dates for that too. I just can't remember the date off the top of my head right now, but yeah, that's coming next month. I think we're actually going to be jumping back into Orland's Magical Mountain Emporium for a final level 20 episode next month as well. Cool. Finish off the campaign that Steve was running for me that we had to drop because of his job. He decided he wants to go ahead and kind of do an extended last hurrah in the Emporium and kind of finish off the story. So we're leveling our characters to level 20, and we're gonna jump back into the Emporium. That's gonna be real fun too.
Throw your ass at you.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me.
I believe we've all got our character art for Curse of Iris for whenever that's going. All done now.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited about that.
I already have a backup character.
I'm plowing through all of my YouTube editing and all of my thumbnails. I mean, I finished like 3 the other day.
Production.
I finished like 3 thumbnails the other day just because I'm trying to get my YouTube caught up before I dig too deep into another huge project. Because tearing down the setup and resetting everything up every stream and every time I worked on stuff with the laptop was killer to try to get anything done. So now that the PC's up, I can come work for 30 minutes, an hour or whatever and knock some stuff out. So I've been spending my weekends off just busting out as much stuff as I can. Once that's caught up, it's all going, all that creativity is going into Curse of Iris, and we're going to get started. And this will be, that'll be my first campaign I ever run. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
I'm excited for it, man.
That's coming down the pike soon too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's all I got. Anybody else got anything that you want to say or do before we leave?
Not really.
No, not really. All good.
Oh yeah, Charlie's gonna start streaming.
Yep. Well, I am planning a home game with about 4 people.
Stream it. Set up get a GoPro and set it in the middle. Just put it on like a what is it, the Lazy Susan, and just spin it real slow so it gets everybody as it goes.
Each person it spins it turn to this person.
Yeah. It's actually a good idea. Let me write that down.
I need to get with like Ray said she had a program that I could use to stream with, so we'll go from there. Actually, I'm gonna, like I said, Rome remastered. There's actually another one out. So I'll be playing on both of them.
I mean, you got me, you got Ray, you got Nate, and then you got all of our connections too. If you decide to start doing it,
that's true.
We got the help that we can get you the help. If we can't help you, we can get you the help.
Yeah,
I'll probably be looking to pull the trigger on something like that probably in September.
So
we'll be here, bruh.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, that's it for me.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna go get some stuff taken care of before I go move more appliances tomorrow. Thank God, it looks like it's gonna be a decent, somewhat easy day. But yeah, you get some rest, Nate, and
fucking dying here.
We'll hopefully we'll get you back in the closer states soon. Get you back home, and we can do some more fun gaming and stuff.
Yeah, man.
All right. I will see you all in another dimension.